Hey everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life. I totally got excited about my unboxing today and didn't film an intro, so I just wanted to hop in here really quick. I am going to have timestamps for you guys, and in the description box you will also find links to everything. They are affiliate links because I am an affiliate for ERIN CONDREN, so you can check those out if you're interested, and we're just going to hop right into it. It is teacher planner time. I didn't think I was going to want anything from this collection because I am not a teacher, but I wanted everything from this collection. So let's go ahead and unbox these things. I have a box that is not an ERIN CONDREN pretty box, but it got the job done, so everything was nice and protected in here. I'm gonna take everything out and then we'll talk about things. I've seen this coupon before. I got all of the Softbounds because they have different foiling on the edges and there are different color schemes throughout here. And of course, they're my favorite colors. And then I also got an 8.5 by 11 teacher planner, which I could not believe when I did this, because I've not ever gotten an 8.5 by 11. So it is humongous. Like looking at, the size books I've been playing around with lately. Here's a 7 by 9. It's humongous. These are 8 by 10s, which I've had before. I've had one of these and used it as a monthly before, so I really do like the Softbound books. So I am thinking a couple of different things, like a couple of different thoughts here. One, it's just a lined vertical, so it totally works. Most of my planning is also weekday planning, so because some of them don't have the greatest spots for weekends, that's not that big a deal for me. It's not a deal breaker. I'm also thinking potential chore chart for the kids, and also potential content planner, like way detailed content planner to be able to keep track of Instagram stuff and YouTube stuff in the same book. And this would give me lots of room and space depending on which option here. And I'm also thinking just regular old planning, and I just love the color scheme. I definitely could use the monthly calendar because the boxes are significantly bigger than the petite A5s. I've been using the A5 size on my desk as my monthly view, and it's definitely much smaller than when I had a Softbound Flora and used that as my calendar on the desk. So we're gonna walk through these and talk about them just a little bit. I'm not gonna do full walkthroughs, like page by page, cover to cover of any of these, but we're gonna do just a quick little walkthrough, and then we will do some pen testing. So these are from the winter seasonal surprise box. I almost bought it because these are glitter highlighters, and that is super exciting. I've seen these and they are super cute. And then they came out with these cute little square highlighters for the teacher launch, and I knew even before I looked at these and decided I liked these, I knew I was getting these highlighters because they're super duper cute, and I love all the colors that they offer in here. Lots of aquas and pinks. Totally up my alley as far as color scheme. So if the colorful tabs came in these colors, I would get the colorful tabs every year because these are my jam right here. These like very fun, bright colors, not necessarily primary colors, just really beautiful ones. Unfortunately, the colors are not that for the colorful tabs, so I always gripe about the colorful tabs. If you watch any of my ERIN CONDREN videos, I do not love the colorful tabs. And now I love the quote that they put on this. I did end up getting a cover in here as well. The same thing, but in a 7 by 9. It just says, beautiful minds inspire others. And I'm gonna insert a picture of the teacher gifts I got this year. I got 3 custom made tumblers with this quote on them. I designed a little thing in Canva, and yeah, totally used that quote because it's so beautiful. I got it on this one too. Beautiful minds inspire others. And now I'm not a teacher, but I am a YouTuber and I am a crafty person. I hope with my channel and all of the social media stuff I do, I just hope to inspire others. And I just love this quote. So I love it. I love the quote. I also love this. I would love to be able to get this without the quote as well because it is just such a beautiful floral. And I'm all about the bold blooms everything. I got bold blooms for my teacher planner as well. I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap these and then we're gonna walk through each of these a little bit. Let's go ahead and walk through this one because it is a spiral bound planner. It does also come with the new stencil ruler, and I love this thing. I love that the tab is a little bit further out from your planner than right at the coil. I feel like it's easy to grab and easy to use. I've been using it on my Franken planner since I received it and love it. It's got some teacher stuff in the front, which is really important if you're a teacher. Not so important if you're somebody like me who possibly will use this as a content planner. I don't necessarily need these sections for classroom resources, professional development, classroom events, and dates. I would just white these out and use them for various other things. And then this is a communication log. This would be great, actually, in my case, because I work with various companies. So I could definitely write in various collabs and communications for those. And I feel like the 2 pages is plenty for that for the year. Also, here is a great place. I could put in various different company launches in here. Also, I can put in various launches in here and also track stats and things on here. There's some graph paper here, and it says options for if you're a teacher. Create seating charts, organize groups, track learning assessments, and log other important information. I would totally use this for stats or important things I need to know throughout the year, but not school and kid-related stuff. And then I like this one, dates to remember in August, so I could put in upcoming events that would be planner worthy or video worthy. And then a monthly calendar, nice and big in this size. And then this is the new vertical layout. So it does have weekend space, but it's not divided exactly the same. You can actually still see where the lines would be, but my one gripe with this is the lines do not line up. And I saw that in the previews. The lines, because they got rid of this bar and this larger margin up at the top of each of these lines do not line up. Like, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here's a ruler. That line has no matching line. Kills me on the inside to see this. Like, these lines, they're not lining up with these lines. Why, guys, why? I know, like, you don't need your classes each day on the weekends, but you could use them for something else. I wish they would have left the lines the same, because now these don't line up. Some of them do. Like, every once in a while, a line lines up. Like down there. These ones don't line up. These ones, they don't line up. Like, very top lines, very bottom lines, and then these middle ones just don't. And that just irks me so bad. So I'm not gonna be like planning across the page anyway, but I can see it. That's the thing. Like, I can see it and I can never unsee it. And now you can never unsee it because I pointed it out. Sorry. Oh, it irks me so bad that the lines don't line up. And it's just really aesthetically pleasing when all the graphs go all the way across, but this is really disconnected right here, which, I mean, you're not going to have classes written down if you're using this as a teacher planner or even as a student using this for your different subjects. Yeah, it's just not great. And here it says top priorities, meetings, and it's got checklists down the side. They do make custom stickers that you can order to put in here and put whatever titles you want on there. I probably would change this up from time to time, so I don't think I would order custom stickers for my situation, but if I was a teacher and I had certain periods of class, I would totally use that and sticker the heck out of these every week and get all my classes organized. But I'm thinking, like, if I were to use this as a social media one, of course, I don't do nearly as much stuff on the weekends, but I could have one for videos to film, one for videos to edit, one for Instagram Reels, one for Instagram Stories, one for Instagram posts. Like, each little piece of the social media would have a section, one for YouTube Shorts, all sorts of different things. So that way I can be planning each individual section and make sure I'm getting some coverage throughout the week for each thing. Not that every box needs to be filled up, but it would give me a good view of, oh, I haven't posted an Instagram story this week. Let me work on that. Things like that. So I can really plan out some of those things. Whereas right now, I have no sort of plan for my Instagram stuff. I just try to post to Instagram and it's all willy-nilly. And some weeks I post a ton and some weeks I post nothing. And it's just not organized, not planned out whatsoever. And this way I could see what needed to be going up and I can work on my social medias just a little bit more. But I love everything about this layout. It's nice and big, there's lots of lines. I would love to have an ERIN CONDREN planner that's just this lined column with the color up at the top, but lines all the way down. Doesn't necessarily need hourly lines like I use the hourly. I would totally use a planner like this with just 1.5 inch columns with a little color block at the top and the rest just lines. I want this in a full-on planner right here. And it would be so helpful. I don't need the morning, afternoon, evening 3-bar thing at all. I want lines. I want this. But I want it 1.5 inch columns in a 7x9 planner. And then you would have my perfect ERIN CONDREN layout. And it would just be so nice. But this is an 8.5 by 11, so these columns are very wide. They are almost 2 inches wide. They are 1 7/8 inches wide, so almost 2 inches wide for these big columns. So there's plenty of room to write. You get lots of lines, even in each individual box, you get lots of lines. It's just beautiful. So the tab colors coordinate with the colors. Now, because of the way this works, you have like a dashboard page on here, and then you flip to your monthly. So you don't have a lot of like full color pages for those tabs because you're using it more functional, which I think is great. For teachers, you need all the line space and all the functionality you can get. So looking forward for me, I would totally use this as a content planner, and it would be a big giant jump up from my current content planner, which I'm having trouble squeezing social media stuff in with just YouTube stuff. Like this is all just video stuff here. Every once in a while I'll write in some Instagram-y stuff, but like this is not a whole lot of space to work with. Same with the monthly calendars. I wrote in the first month and that was like it. Like I don't use this because it's so teeny tiny and not very much space, but this monthly I could totally use. Look how big and giant that is. It would be great to be able to plot out video ideas and stuff in there. So I'm looking at it as potentially a content planner. I may not end up using it for a while, so I might end up redating part of it. I also picked August through July on mine. You have a choice of what month you want to start because some schools start in August, some schools start in September. Some people want their planner being earlier than that, but I chose, so they did end up including the other August in here as well. Even though online it says August through July, it did give me that bonus month. And then at the end you get a lined paper, you get this checklist section, which is so good. This would be for like each individual video idea. I know this is for like kids' grades and things, but I would totally use it in a different way. I would mark off all this stuff that says students and names and things. I would put like my video idea and be like, was it filmed? Was it edited? Was it uploaded? Is it scheduled? Is it live? Did I post it to Instagram? Did I answer the comments? Like all the different checklisty type of things for each video. Does it have a thumbnail? All the things up here. So I would keep track of videos like that, and I have done that in the past. That was one of the things I did as far as like YouTube planning for a long time, is just having a checklist system to check them, and this is like tons. I would just have one of these a month, not even fill out an entire month because I wouldn't need that many checklists. So I would definitely potentially put a piece of paper over like the first few and then have another month's worth on there. So I'm thinking I could totally use this as a content planner with all those checklists. That would be really helpful. You also get the stickers, but again, these are like more teacher related stickers. So I wouldn't end up necessarily using a lot of these, but I have 2 kids and I could use them for their school stuff. You know, there's a lot of them. Don't forget, testing, report due, big day, great job. All these things I could totally use for my own kids, like parent-teacher conferences or field trips. I can use these as a parent instead of as a teacher. And then back here, there's a big giant folder. There's all the holidays so that you can customize what holidays you put in your calendar. And it is in this little protective sleeve, and these are 8.5 by 11 sheets. So any printables you have, you could totally stick in that big sleeve, and you can add these on. I didn't add any extra, but I think you can add 2 extra onto here, which I think is great. It just gives you more functionality. And I think as far as teaching goes, I think this would be a great teacher planner. So I just think they thought of everything that teachers would possibly need, and there's lots of lined paper as well. So it's just such a great, beautiful option. Now let's talk about Softbound. They had 4 Softbound planners. I bought 4 Softbound planners because they came in my favorite colors. They also came in the beautiful floral, and then they also came in this gorgeous camel type of color for a neutral as a focus planner. So these are 12-month planners. These ones are not very customizable. You can get your name stamped on the front. It's an extra charge, and it's just, I think, like a little small amount of name, but I didn't customize any of these. I'm going to use them for various things. One of the things that totally sold me on this was the edging. The pink one has pink edges. The camel one has no fancy edges, but it's just beautiful and clean and sleek. It's the focused one, so it's the minimalist style. The Bold Blooms has the gold foiling accent on the front and gold edges. So cool. And then the peacock colored one has peacock colored edges. So I saw this and I was like, oh, I need them. So if only to use maybe the monthly calendars, because look how gorgeous that is. I would love to have that sitting on my desk. So I have a, closing up things, I have a petite planner as my monthly right now. It's an A5, but like, look how much difference. Let's see if I can find a page that has nothing on it. So here's December of this year. Look how teeny tiny these boxes are. It's hard to fit in all the dance and no school days and other activities. Now they're doing swim lessons. Like this is almost like a fourth of the size of this giant box. So when I had a Softbound that I was using I loved having the big giant boxes. So I've always thought about getting another Softbound just for my monthly calendar on my desk. Now I totally will. I totally will use one of these as a monthly up on my desk because it's so big and we have so many activities and things going on, appointments and, you know, keeping track of all the kids' stuff and adult stuff. So I definitely will have one of these sitting on my desk, if for no other reason than to use as my monthly calendar and make it look pretty on my desk. So moving into these, there are differences in these. They are more of a lay flat design, which is awesome. You will have to train it just slightly to get it to actually lay all the way flat. But look, that's like straight, fresh out of the package. It lays pretty dang flat with me barely even pressing on it. But this is the older spread, and this is the one that doesn't have actual weekends, but they gave you this column, so it could be your weekend column if you need space for weekends. But again, as a content planning thing, this would be totally easy. I have 6 subjects. So YouTube videos, YouTube shorts, Instagram stories, Instagram posts, Instagram reels, like statistics for the week or comments answering for the week. I don't know, anything could work. And then weekend stuff over here. But I love, again, love all the boxes. This one looks like it lines up a lot better. Yeah, so, okay, this one lines up, which is so much nicer. I don't know what they did in the other one to make it not line up. Where did I put my ruler? Look, they ended up, like, between this bar and this gap, it ends up being a space for one line. So all the rest of the lines line up. That's what they should have done in the other book. So yeah, all the lines line up very nicely, it looks like. So that one's not a problem. It does line up, it doesn't look off. And this is just your weekdays. So again, if you're a teacher and you've got classes or different periods during the day, you can totally plan things out across the top or different subjects. If like you're an elementary school teacher, it could be your different subjects. I just love how organized it is, and it would totally work for my purposes for social media. Now I'm also thinking chore chart. So I would totally put one girl's name across one side, one girl's name across the other side. Granted, one of my kids cannot read yet, but I could totally help her, and I would have my kid have their chores for the day. So this would be Monday, up to 3 chores for each kid. Tuesday, up to 3 chores for each kid. Maybe like a weekend column of like all the family does these things over the weekend. So everybody's pitching in and everybody's helping, and my kids can check off the things that they do. So I could have a pin really close by or put a pin loop connected to it, and then my kids can check off their different things. And like in the morning, Livy forgets some things sometimes. It would be great to give her like a little morning checklist as one of these things, like morning checklist for what you have to get done, and then 2 chores or something to that effect. This would be the kid's responsibility. Granted, I would have to read to my youngest kid and read her section, but it would be totally a great functional thing without me having to repeat XYZ. It could just be out on the counter, ready to go, and she would know. And then we can be like, okay, if there's a permission slip that needs to be turned in, it's going to be written on her morning thing, like turn in permission slip or grab permission slip. Or if she has a project due today, so that she knows those are the things she has to grab, put in her bag, make sure everything is where it needs to go. It's just building in more functionality for me as a mom, getting my kids where they need to be and what they need to do without having to be the sole mental provider, like me having to have all the mental power. This will give it back into their hands. So if this is Olivia's side, I'll be like, hey, Livy, go write on Tuesday that you have a project due, and she can go write it in and make sure that it gets into her bag, into the proper places. So that's what I'm thinking for one of these, because these are all the horizontal design, all of these ones. I'm totally thinking one of these is absolutely going to be a kid's planner, just to keep track of what needs to be kept track of. So this one is in the Bold Blooms color scheme, and you have the font here for the Bold Blooms on there. We'll just flip through. It's got the same kind of deal, monthly spreads. I love the gradient from darkest to lightest. I think it's just gorgeous. And again, I could totally use one of these as a content planner. They don't have the actual tabbed pieces, but you can add your own tabs. But it still has the same functionality built into the dates to remember page, the monthly spread. I love everything about it. I think it's gorgeous, especially in the Bold Blooms color scheme with these kind of covers. And I've had one forever. I have not gotten rid of it yet. I picked up the Flora one because Flora is just gorgeous, and I love everything about these peonies and these roses specifically. This has been on my shelves forever. This is from I want to say, what is it? Does it even say? 2022. So I got this one in 2022. It was on my desk for a year, then it just sat, and it has an hourly schedule in it, so I could totally repurpose this at some point eventually. I love that the flowers carry over every week. The floral design was really pretty about that. Like, look, there's what our schedule looks like, and try to put all of that, even more activities now, in a much smaller profile. It's just a lot to add into these teeny tiny boxes. So this would be way more functional using one of these Softbounds. And I've thought about it every year, just getting a Softbound just to use for my desk calendar. But I'm like, oh man, but I'm not using any of the in-between pages. It feels like a waste. And now I don't care because they're so gorgeous again. I've thought about it every year. I almost got a wildflower one this last year, and because how much I love the bold blooms and these color schemes, I got all of them, and I will continue to use them and repurpose them as needed. So I just think they're gorgeous. I'm getting more into bound books, so I may end up switching over to one of these at some point. Not necessarily a teacher one, just a regular Softbound that has an hourly like this one. I may end up switching over to something like this because I just love the bound lay flat style. It's just beautiful, and it did have a bookmark. I don't know if these ones have bookmarks. Yeah, so it does have that little bookmark, which I tend to use on my bound books. It has the little ribbon bookmark. It does not go all the way to the corner. I know some people are sticklers about that. It doesn't go all the way to the corner, but pretty dang close. I just think they're gorgeous. Like, I saw the sneak peeks for this, and I was like, I need these planners. They're just beautiful, and they're exactly what I want. And I'm gonna see at the year mark, they'll do Softbounds for the regular planners, and I'm gonna see if they have an hourly with the design I want. I will absolutely get one and possibly use it for next year. This one is the peacock with the bold blooms design. The bold blooms also has the bold blooms design on the inside, which is just gorgeous. Look at that. And then there's the color change. Since this one's horizontal, the color change happens midweek right there. It's just beautiful. And then the fuchsia one with the fuchsia edges, this one is the Evolve color scheme. So this one has the brighter colors. It has the brighter color over here, but because this is a Softbound, it doesn't have the tabs that drive me up the wall. It doesn't have the tabs, so I can have the colorful Evolve gorgeous colors and it won't bother me on the tabs. Like, look how bright and beautiful that is. So again, like, I would totally use this. I love the bright colors, like one-on-one or even two at a time, but I don't love them on the edge of my planner, seeing them all the time and feeling like they just don't blend together very well. Like, look how pretty it is. I got some Evolve now, guys. I'm so excited to have a little bit of Evolve to play around with. Like, that color's pretty. All the colors themselves individually are beautiful. They just do not look great as tabs on the side of the planner. I'm sorry, I just don't love them. So there's an Evolve to play around with. And last but not least, I got the focused one. This one is in the camel color. It's just such a gorgeous planner. I have my workout planner. Where is it? I think I put it on the shelf. My workout planner actually is a similar color. This is from Sterling Ink, and it's a similar color because it's just a beautiful neutral. And this one is no color. So this is the minimalist one. You see, there's no color bars. It's just very beautiful. The fonts they choose for the Focus collection are just gorgeous. They're just a really pretty sans serif. I like the uppercase too. So this one's just more minimalistic, but it's got the same basic features and functionality. It's just way more minimalistic. And like, if you don't want to carry around something that's really bright and in your face, this is a very beautiful, much more like down earthy, I want to say maybe more professional option to carry around versus something like this that's almost neon. Like, some people would not want to carry this around in a professional setting, which I still would if I was allowed to. I still would be that girl that carries around the bright, colorful planner. So I'm not throwing shade at all, but if you wanted something more toned down and that looks a little bit more like sleek, your Focus collection's got it. I'm just so excited. So the paper in these is not the same toothy paper. It's a little bit different. It is still thick. It says thick, 80-pound text weight paper. I have used it before. It's just not as toothy. Like, feeling it, this is really nice and really thick. This one's not quite as thick. It's still thick, it's still nice, but it's not nearly as toothy. So it would take some getting used to for some people that are ERIN CONDREN lifers that only like the really super thick paper. This is more of like what I would feel like good quality paper, but not super duper thick. It just keeps it a little bit more streamlined. This one has 2 bookmarks, by the way. I just think they're gorgeous. I love the Softbounds. I've been debating getting Softbounds over and over again, and have resisted until now, until I saw the pink and the teal and the edges and the florals and the nice beautiful camel one. Specifically thought, oh, I don't need to look at the teacher planners, and then I totally got sucked in, and I love the designs as far as the couple of things I thought, like the chore or kids chart, also social media stuff. It gives me a lot more organization and structure for those kind of things. Whereas like on a day-to-day basis, I couldn't see myself, like for my own chores, I wouldn't want to divide it out quite as much to be like, okay, AM chores, PM chores, appointments, after school activities, you know, dividing out my day like that. But I could totally see it being like a food log potentially, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, workout, water, various different health related things. So I could totally see it being a health tracker at some point as well. But that would be me repurposing, because I already have a health tracker for now, but I could totally see it being something really useful for a certain particular thing, but not necessarily for everything that I would need planning for. So let's go ahead and switch gears. We are gonna pin swatch these guys. So I don't want to pin swatch on anything brand new because it's brand new and beautiful. So I'm gonna pin swatch in my daily duo, and I have not used some of these pages. I used this for some pin swatching for the dual tip highlighter sets. I think we can go ahead and use these. I was also just comparing colors. So I'm gonna get these ones started because these ones you do have to pump like paint pins. So let's go ahead and open, and I'll show you the directions. I have watched other people with these ones and they're beautiful. So it says, with the cap on, gently shake the highlighter to mix ink before each use. For initial use, press the tip and keep holding down until the ink begins to flow. Recap highlighter immediately after use. So we're gonna shake, 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 get some of that. There's like a ball in there, it's like paint. Shake, 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 and then dab until the ink flows. Okay, we're getting all that mixed up, and I just love the color scheme of these. Okay, so we mixed. We are pumping it like a paint pen, like any kind of like acrylic pen. I got a little bit of ink flowing, and then I will turn on the light so you can see. I'm getting the littlest bit of ink flowing. Looks like it's flowing pretty good. Okay, that's the lighter aqua. We've got like a darker aqua. Pumping, pumping. It's just what you have to do for any of those kind of paint pens. Like I see the ink starting to flow. See, there's a little bit of ink starting to flow. There we go. Okay, so we're getting some ink, some blue. That one's gorgeous. I just love the color scheme of these. Nice and right up my alley with all these colors. And I almost got that winter seasonal surprise box just for these pens. I thought seriously about it, but I'm like, oh, I'm not going to use any of the other things in it. And I'm so glad they stuck these in the store. So go grab them because they will sell out at some point. And they just put them in the store because they had extras. I don't think it's going to be an in-stock item, so definitely go check. You hear kiddos outside or something. All right, getting some purple flowing. Okay, purple. And they're not like all the way inked up yet, so getting some ink. Again, I haven't shaken them very much, so we might not get a whole bunch of glitter, and it might be just a subtle amount of glitter. So that is supposed to be like a pinky purple, but it's pretty purple if you ask me. So it looks like 2 pinks, 2 purples, potentially. Or 2 aquas, 2 purples. Come on. This is always the boring part, just pumping. And then we're getting some darker, more like a periwinkle type purple. Okay, swatched. Super excited about these. I'm gonna look with my naked eye. Oh yeah, there's so much glitter. Oh my gosh, guys. I hope you can see that. How awesome. I absolutely love that. So somebody's playing basketball, it sounds like, or working out. I don't know. There's lots of pounding going on right now. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love that. So we're going to swatch these ones. I'm not going to chit chat nearly as much because these ones are more self-explanatory. They're just highlighters. I love the cute little size of these. I'm just going to go down the list and swatch all of these. They do have the names on them. And one thing I'm happy about with these highlighters is they're nice and thick lines. Like the focused highlighters I have, I actually use one of these, the pink one. These came in a 4-pack in my favorite colors again, like this 4-pack, gorgeous colors. But these ones also have a wide tip, whereas the 6-packs for each color scheme, they're much thinner highlighters, even thinner than these winter ones. So this one, oh, so pretty. The lids are kind of tight on these because they're brand new. I like that yellow too. Okay, absolutely gorgeous. I love all of these colors. I want a planner in these colors. These colors, this for colorful. I love it so much. So I'm so excited to have these. They do have the names on them and I just love them. I love all the colors in this set. I'm going to be using the heck out of these, and I also love my glittery ones. I'm so excited. So I'm thrilled about these. I like these colors and the thickness of these better than the dual tips. I can't believe it. I didn't think I would like them nearly as much as I do. Dual tips come in great color options, but these are like perfectly bright and summery. And these ones are so thin. Look how thin those little highlighter streakies are compared to these. These are big beefy highlighters, and these are like maybe mild liner thickness. I'll compare now. Maybe a little bit thinner. And also the paint wasn't all the way at the tip either. Yeah, maybe a tiny bit thinner than mild liner, but thicker than these sets. These ones happen to be very thin highlighters, so I would be happy with this thickness or with this thickness. But these guys are a little bit skinny for my personal tastes, but they come in such pretty colors that I'm willing to overlook that. I would still buy all of these ones again, but man, if you only end up with one highlighter set, I think that one's a great set. It doesn't necessarily match all the planners, so if you wanted to match, I would definitely stick with the 6-packs. But if you want these bright, fun colors, I totally recommend it. And if you want something glittery, definitely check out the Winter Glitter Dual Tip Highlighters because they are so sparkly. I can't believe how much shimmer they have. That is so cool. I'm so glad I picked those ones up. So definitely check those out. I'll have links to everything down below. I hope you guys liked my very crazy getting all the teacher planners video. I surprised myself with this one because I've never even thought about the teacher planners, but this year I was like, oh my gosh, I need a content planner. So it would be perfect for that. And it's just, they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love the Softbounds, specifically, love the Softbounds. They're just gorgeous. Look how pretty they are. This one kind of got lumpy, so I don't know what that's about, but it's still beautiful. Like, look at all those edges. They're so pretty. This is a Tomoe River paper planner. So cool. So I'm totally hooked. I'm very excited to be able to have a Softbound. And then at the calendar year, they will have a release in the fall for Softbounds for the calendar year. So me thinking for the future, I would want one of these, but I would start using it in January. So I would start midway through this book, start it in January, start using it for that, and then repurpose these pages for the second half of the year. So that's my thought moving forward. But because these ones are not made in-house, they can sell out of these Softbound ones. Because they are the teacher-specific layouts, they are not going to be in the fall launch. So I went ahead and purchased them now, knowing I'm not going to even use them yet. If I do use them, they will be used in January, because I wanted to review them for you guys, tell you guys what I thought about them, and I also plan on using at least one of them coming up, and I potentially will use that chore chart one coming up even before then. The Softbounds start in August, and my youngest starts pre-K, so it would be a great time to start them on a little chore chart so I can keep track of all their schooling stuff, since I'll have a 4th grader and a preschooler. It'll be nice to have that little like chore separation page. Definitely one of them will be in rotation in August, but as far as a content planner, it will probably be calendar year. So anyway, that's enough rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed this look at what I purchased at the teacher planner launch. I am not even a teacher. I don't pretend to be a teacher, but I am super excited about these ones. So I hope you guys liked it. I will leave my new customer coupon down below, all the affiliate links for you guys, so you can check it out if you're interested. And that's all I've got for you today. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, follow me along, and I'll catch you next time. Bye guys. Okay, adding this back in because while I was working on making my thumbnail, I had laid everything out and I went to put these things back on because I didn't want to take them off. I realized the Evolve one has Evolve end papers. Look how pretty it is. So pretty. And that's the Evolve one with the fuchsia. I thought, oh, this one's gonna have Bold Blooms one because it's Bold Blooms. No, it just has the darker color on those bookends. But the Bold Blooms one has the end papers that are beautiful and Bold Bloomsy. So those ones are really gorgeous. So there you go. This one has just stripes, very plain and minimalist. I really like your shirt. You know, it says, hello, sunshine. Hello, sunshine. I'm going to cook dinner here soon. You getting hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I'm hungry for eggs.
Ooh, you want eggs for dinner?
And French bread.
Eggs and French bread? Oh, girl, I like it.
You need vegetables and fruit too.
Yeah.
I want apples and carrots.
High five for picking out some vegetables and fruits. Okay, you can go play for a couple minutes, okay?
My favorite food is apple.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite fruit? Ooh, you know, I really like strawberries.
Oh.
But apples are good too.